Hey guys, it's Jesse W coming at you today with another episode of Hustle with Jesse W. Today we're going over a quick recap of today's trading or lack thereof. I hesitated today, something that I really don't do. I hesitated today just because it's the last week of trading, of full trading there is in the year. Next week we have Christmas Eve, and a couple days, well, more or less a few days later we have New Year's. So I just think that since we're going into this last week of trading, I'm being extra cautious. I'm seeing lack of volume today. We had a lot of lack of volume in pre-market, so I think a lot of that caused me to hesitate today, and I hesitated a lot. And the hesitations cost me money in the sense that I didn't make the amount of money I could have today, which would have been a real nice chunk of change. And I'll show you here real quick. We had DFFN pop up on news of a patent. It got halted, resumed higher. And then we had, real nice flag that was forming here. And I was getting ready to put out bids at 425. Maybe I was too conservative on that entry. I was trying to put out bids at 425. But I was a little bit too hesitant on pulling the trigger, and I never actually clicked the button. I kept messing here, putting out the bid at 425, getting ready 500 shares. I was looking for 425 to $5 push, which we would have gotten. It would have been awesome. I mean, that would have been great for me. That would have 75 cents in wins. Let's say I would have taken it at a 60-cent winner, and that would have been a great, great win for me there, because 60 cents on 500 shares, we're talking about $300. That would have been awesome. But I hesitated, I blinked, and I didn't take the trade. And I am extremely furious at myself for that, just because it's something that I tend not to do. I really don't blink anymore. I don't hesitate much. I used to hesitate a lot when I started at the beginning of the year, but I really don't do that anymore. So I'm really disappointed in myself today, extremely disappointed. I guess I didn't lose any money because I didn't take the trade, but I left $300 on the table that I could have easily made because the trade panned out perfectly to the T. At one point, I was looking to try to get into 450 once we started to get this action here, but it never pulled back in there, stayed in the 460s. Again, being ultra conservative on that entry, I was looking for a quick little pullback and then maybe a nice bounce off of VWAP and the trade line. Just never happened. And we went ahead and we pushed all the way up to 513. But now I'm not really looking to trade this again. The other trade I had earlier today was a TVIX trade. You can see here I bought in at $55 and I was looking for a target of $56. I ended up getting out at $55.23. That's another disappointment because I would have made 100 and change on that one. TVIX did make that move because I was in here on this candle, on one of these two candles. I believe it was this one. And when we got this double top action, well, not a double top, when we got this top here at 55.35 and we started to turn back around, I got out of the TVIX. The SPY was kind of doing a little bounce there, but I should have known better. The bounce was not sustainable. It had no volume behind it. And promptly the very next candle, TVIX went ahead and made a nice push to 55.71. And then we moved all the way up to 56.18, right? 15 on this candle. So that trade would have worked out real nice. But again, I got out, made like 20 something bucks. Just disappointing action today for me. I only took that one trade and then I hesitated on DFFN. So today's, moral of the story is if you identify a good trade and it's hit all your check marks, don't blink, don't hesitate, pull that trigger and stick to the plan. If you stopped out, you stopped out. You stopped out according to your risk, so that's perfectly fine. That's today. I don't know what happened to me. I'm all flustered, honestly, and I'm really not content with how I traded today. I should have stuck to my plan, knowing that I had a good plan. Had I pulled the trigger here at 430, let's say, I mean, I was risking like 10, 15 cents. That's nothing. I really should have pulled the trigger on DFFN. It would have been a solid win. But that's the name of the game sometimes. We miss out. At least I didn't lose money. Small, tiny, green day. Lunch money, Green Day. dollar menu, Green Day. I hope you had a better morning of trading than I did. And if you didn't, we'll get it tomorrow. Let me know how you did. What did you trade today? And what were your targets, entries, and exits? Drop the comments down below. Let's chat and let's bounce some ideas. Hope you guys are having a great morning and an excellent start to your week. This is Jesse W. And until the next video later on.